So one of the advantages of the ACOG, there's a lot of advantages to the ACOG, but one of the biggest advantages is the BDC reticle, which is the bullet drop compensating reticle. It has different index points. Now, you may or may not know this, but that is in meters, okay? It's not in yards. Today, I'm going to shoot on yards, which is fine. I can calculate it for yards for the type of shooting we're about to do. Now, with the Defender ammunition that I am using is a 55 grain, and out of my 10.5-inch SBR, it flies at about 2,500 feet per second. Okay, that's the average. So I already know all of this, and that works great with the BDC. At a 25-yard line, which is the first sight in that I'm going to do, which is the orientation, it aligns with a 300-yard line. So 25 yards is a short range index for 300. So because of that reason, on the ACOG, I cannot use the center of the reticle. I have to use the 300-meter index points at 25 yards. Okay, when I use the 25-meter index points at 25 yards, it will then calibrate at 100, which would be the second distance we're about to sight in after I complete the 25 yards. Okay, so let's get started. All right, first 5 round shot group 25. 0 equals first shot group. Okay. All right, it says up is clockwise, so I'm gonna go 7 counterclockwise. Just want to lightly screw the cap back on so it doesn't rattle around. Now I need to go 7 right. Come in here, look at it. It says again, right is clockwise. Lightly screw on the cap. All right, let's walk up here and see what we did for a second shot group. All right, almost there. Okay, so now we got squares. Come up here, under squares equals second shot group, okay? All right, there we are. We're in the black. Here's another one. So now, triangle equals shot group 3. So now my shot group's orientated at 25 yards. You know, it's sighted in at 25. Okay, great. But it's not a real sight in, right? So let's go set up at 100 and let's get the final confirmation of a 100-yard sight in. Then we'll stretch it out to 300 to make sure that the BDC is tracking, and maybe make some adjustments at 300 to verify that we have a solid 0. And then we'll come back to 25 and see what we get, okay? Let's do it. All right, let's get the 300 set up real quick so we can see what we're doing here. 300 will be the max distance we're going to set up for the ACOG, because with a 10.5-inch barrel, I mean, 400 is doable, but it's not very accurate. Or correction, it's accurate, it's just not very precise. So we're going to come up here and set up 300 yards, which is more than adequate enough. 300 yard steel over here, 300 yard paper clean. That's what we're going for. All right, let's go set up 200. So this is the 200 yard target. We're gonna get it cleaned up before we confirm sight in, make sure everything's good. See if the flasher's still working. Yep, flasher's working great. All right, let's move on to the 100. Using my Leopold spotter, let's see if I can show you what that group looks like at 100. That shot group, look at the reticle, is 4 MOA high. Coming up on the 25. That's what we did at the 25, remember? All that stuff. All right, let's go down here to the 100. Boom, baby. All right, target's all cleaned up. Use the pacers to bottom left to cover up those bullet holes. And let's head back. I'm sweating really bad. My glasses are fogging up. Don't take a break. Clean these off. Probably gonna have a point of impact. The shift, that's 2 rounds. Now I'm going for 3 on a different setup. So it may have a point of impact shift, but let's take a look at it when we get done. All right, so my 5. See what we got. All right, that last adjustment did it. I'm not gonna go down and look at it, because what's the point? Let's go bang steel. Let's do 100, then we'll go 200 yard steel to confirm everything's good to go. Let's do it. All right, let's go 300 yard steel. All right, paper, 5 shots. $100-yard target, paper, good to go. 100-yard steel, without 1 shot, 1 impact. Good to go. All right, let's go clean up the 200. There she be. 1 impact, all right. 300 steel. Looks like 2 out of 3 hits, okay? Looks a little low, all right? I don't know where my 3rd shot went. It very well could have gone off the plate. But then we took 5 shots on paper. Let's take a look at that. All right, we got 4 out of the 5. We got 1, 2, 3, 4. 0, 0, 0, 0. And 0 equals first shot group. There it is. Let's take a look. All right, here we go. So there are my 3 hits on steel. All right, still a little low, but that's okay. I have, let's adjust it back a bit. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Some splash from hitting the steel. Looks like cuts of the spalding coming off. 10.5 inch, 300 yards. I'll call it good for today. So now I just made a new mark at 25. The old saying is 25 correlates with 300, right? Or 50 and 200. Well, we now know I got 6 impacts at 300 where it's set right now on the ACOG. So let's shoot 25. Let's see what it looks like. You've seen all the adjustments at 100. You've seen the adjustments at 300, clicks plus and minus, up and down. They haven't done any windage at all, just up and down. But let's see what the 25-yard line group looks like, all right? So you can see our first 25-yard sight in, 3rd group, triangles where it is. And you can see what resulted. 100, 200. $100. $200. We'll go 300. Let me get in a position where I can see it. Can't see it over the 100-yard berm. Let's see if we get to 300 here. Yep, I can see it right there. 300, here we go. Yeah, baby. Old girl sighted in. All right, guys. We just ran the range. 100, 200, and I'd relocate to 300. Let's see what the 100-yard looks like after we just confirm sight in at 3. Got a hit here, and look at that. Nice, solid hit. All right, let's go look at 200. Ooh, boy, look at them hits. So this just shows you that, yes, look at that. 5 impacts. I don't even remember how many shots I took. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is what it looks like to me. We'll have to count the shots. I don't remember. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 300-yard steel. Impact, baby.